everybody. Today we're talking with Rachel, who can karaoke like a boss. She eats spinach every day, just like Popeye, just not in the can. She loves the world-class chocolate ice cream from Baskin-Robbins and once left a note on her desk to quit a terrible job. Her nickname is Foodie, and she wishes she was from London. But today she's going to share about beautiful Belfast. So welcome, Rachel.
Welcome. And I love that that's the introduction to me. Good luck, everyone.
Right, exactly. So
Lots of fun.
Yeah, we're going to get the timer started. Yep. So go ahead and tell us what makes Belfast so special for you.
Oh my gosh. So I went to Belfast on a work trip and I was very lucky to get to go. I just want to be clear. I mean, it's not every day you work for a company that lets you travel across the globe. And I will say I campaigned a little for myself to go on this trip and I made myself absolutely useful. But what was great about it was that, I actually got there before the rest of the team that I was working with. And so I had a whole day and I've been to the UK before. I had never been to that part of Ireland. I'd been to Dublin, but not to Belfast, which is on the northern side. And so I landed and got myself in my hotel. And I will tell you, I don't know if you ever encountered a place where as soon as you start walking through it, you're like, I feel like I'm home, yes. Or, that I'm somewhere that could be home. Mm-hmm. And I feel that way about Belfast. Now, I was in kind of the central city part. I was near Cathedral Quarter. And if you look on Google Maps, you'll see I stayed at a Jury's Inn and they were great. But I'm a big walker. And so I just started walking. I got back to the hotel at a safe hour and things like that. But honestly, I didn't feel like there was anything untoward. And I just walked and it's a place that's evident with history. There's obviously a ton there. I mean, Belfast was, has been central in a lot of conflicts and obviously history on its own, but conflicts too with England and things like that. You can go, there's tons of ways you can digest the history there, but it's also just a city where people work and play and eat and drink and have fun. And I did. I could walk there. I could go right now and spend a week just walking around the town. It was beautiful.
That's amazing. So tell us something that surprises other people about Belfast. What do you think surprises people?
So I don't know if most people know this. Any Game of Thrones fans out there, a lot of the extras in Game of Thrones are from Belfast. And you can actually go on bus tours that leave from Belfast and they will take you through the countryside and to actual sets where they filmed parts of Game of Thrones. And what's cool is even around that Northern Ireland, there are actual pubs where they have Game of Thrones themed doors that you can go on tours and find those pubs, drink at those pubs, and of course take a selfie next to the door. But and it was funny because I was there the weekend Game of Thrones closed, and it was a big deal because everybody was celebrating because it honestly brought a ton to the economy to have not only extras there, but man, people go there to go visit all these sets because they love the show. So that was something I did not know about Belfast before I went.
Right. Oh my gosh. So what are some of your favorite spots that you would recommend to take friends or family?
Okay. So one is St. George's Market. Okay. So again, that's kind of in the central, it's on the west side of the river. And it's a huge indoor market. I had hands down the best pasta there. So they had a big, they've got tons of food booths, but also shopping booths. And they made me pasta right in the midst of an Alfredo cheese wheel. And it was the freshest thing oh my gosh, my mouth's watering thinking about it. But I also got a scarf there that I love. It's an alpaca wool scarf. And I got that there, but it's great. And one of my favorite moments there, so they play music. And we went on a weekend. I went with a coworker and they'll play music. And I actually caught video of one of the musician covering the song Sweet Caroline. Which is obviously an American song, but all these elderly people, there was probably about 50 of them all in tables around there, and they all, Sweet Caroline, ba, ba, ba. And I just was giggling so hard. So St. George's Market is just, you have to go visit it when you go, because you just do get obviously you get your tourism part in there. You can make some purchases, but you just get to see people that live in Belfast and you get the feel for them, and it's really awesome.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. That sounds amazing. Is there a place to get a good view or a landscape place that you would say to go to look at the area?
Yeah, so I did not get over to the castle that's right outside of Belfast, and it's a great reason for me to go back
Right.
and make sure I grab it. But a great place to go, and again, some people might not realize this: the Titanic was actually built in Belfast.
Oh,
And there is a Titanic museum, and you can actually see the original cranes that held the boat. And it was
wow.
large and huge, but if you can see it from across the river in the central city of Belfast, but then you can walk over there or take a cab and get over there, and you can go through the museum. But then from that side of the river, you have a wonderful vista of Belfast overall, and again, just a place where you can digest a little bit of history. I'm like, this is really cool that this happened here.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's
my
a good
gosh.
tip. Yeah.
You mentioned the St. George's Market and the locals. So what are some good ways to connect with locals? Or are they friendly? Are they easy to talk to?
They're amazing. I would say, of course, you need to get yourself a Guinness, go to a pub. Everyone's so friendly, and honestly, my one tip is that if you do go to a bar, don't order Coors, don't order just a beer that's really garden variety over here. Get something local, because I ordered a Blue Moon at a bar and I got the biggest eye roll from the bartender, which I
Oh,
said that's fine. I
yeah.
wanted a taste at home, but I will have a Guinness right after that. But yeah, I would just say walk around. One thing that was funny, and this is another tip too. If you're going and have a hankering for ice cream later in the evening, you will not be able to find it. You need to try to get dinner and ice cream and dessert taken care of by about 6 p.m. because after that,
Oh.
a lot of the restaurants close. We were actually at a pub and finished dinner, and we asked the server, "Hey, where can we go get ice cream?" And he said, and he uttered an expletive, and he said, "Why would you want ice cream? It's freaking cold outside." But he was really nice about it. So we're like, all right, but everybody's beautiful. And I think because they realize, even as an American, they're like, well, you're a tourist and we love you because you're helping support our economy, but they're very awesome over there.
Oh, that's nice.
That's amazing. So you touched a little bit on it. Can you tell us about the food?
Yes. So you really do have a whole spectrum. You're going to see very familiar fast food stuff over there, of course. They have some good fine dining around. Definitely some seafood is around as well. I was a big for the pub food, though. I mean, I just love anything that, goes good with a beer or an ale. And they have a ton of that there. Some fine dining as well. So you can run the whole spectrum, but just walk around and find these little haunts and enjoy it.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
I
It was a
know.
perfect way to end it because that's exactly what I think of when I think of Belfast is a pub and a pint. So
Right.
yes.
Yeah, that sounds fabulous. That's our 7 minutes. So that was fabulous, Rachel. Thank you so much for sharing.
Of course.
Cindy and I have a new question and answer series. So if any of you have questions, the link is in the description below, and we will have a future episode with our answers. And travel with us through real stories from real people.
Thanks, Rachel.
Of course. Thank you.